In this very important job interview lesson, I am going to teach you how to answer one of the hardest questions. And that question is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Now, this question comes up during 95% of job interviews. And if you don't answer it in a certain way, you will fail. Therefore, if you have a job interview coming up soon for any role or company, make sure you stay tuned. The tips and sample answers I am about to give you will help you pass your interview at the first attempt. And just very quickly, before we get into the lesson, please tell me the name of the job you are applying for in the comments section below the video, and I will give you some extra advice to help you pass. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and please give the video a like, because that really does motivate me to create more great content for you. Okay, let's get into the lesson and I will teach you how to answer the question, what are your strengths and weaknesses? To help you answer that question, what are your strengths and weaknesses, I am going to do three things. Number one, I'm going to give you a list of powerful strengths that will help you stand out from the competition. I will then give you a list of weaknesses that are safe for all job interviews, and all you have to do is choose the weakness that is applicable to you, and I will then give you several brilliant example answers that will impress the hiring manager, and all you have to do is choose the one answer option you think is the strongest. So let's get in to the list of strengths that will help you stand out from the competition. Please write these down. Strength number one for job interviews is a brilliant one. And that strength is having a strong work ethic. Now, if you have a strong work ethic, it means that you can be relied upon to get all your work completed on time and to a high standard. Strength number two is one of my favorite, and that strength is adaptability. So if you have adaptability, it means that you can adjust to changes in the workplace, and you will be flexible with your job description to help the company in times of need. That is a great weakness to give when answering the question, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Strength number three is problem solving. Now, whenever problems occur in the workplace, the majority of employees leave them for other people to deal with. But if you are a confident problem solver, it means you enjoy tackling problems when they arise, and you always find creative solutions to difficult problems. Strength number four is again one of my favorites. And if you used this in an interview with me, I would definitely be impressed. And that strength is a collaborator. Now, the majority of candidates say they are a good team worker, but when you say one of your strengths is being a good collaborator, it means you work closely with your co-workers to achieve the team's objectives. Strength number five is attention to detail. What does this mean? Let me explain. Now, if you have good attention to detail skills, it means that you rarely make mistakes, and again, your work will always be completed to a very high standard. And that strength will definitely be appealing to the hiring manager. The next strength, strength number six, is rarely used in job interviews, but it will definitely make you stand out from the competition. And that strength is time management. So if you have time management skills, it means that you always prioritize your work to meet the company's objectives. Now, before we move on to our list of great weaknesses for job interviews, let me give you the final strength that will definitely impress the hiring manager. And that strength is leadership. Now, even though you may not be applying for a leadership position, you can still possess leadership abilities. If you have leadership abilities, it means that you enjoy taking charge when required and also motivating others. So now that we know our 7 best strengths for job interviews, when answering the question, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Let's now move on to my list of weaknesses. Now, these weaknesses will be perfect for all job interviews. As I said previously, all you have to do is choose the weakness that is most applicable to you. Here we go. Write these down. Weakness number 1 is delegating. What does this mean? Well, if your weakness is delegating, it means that you prefer to do things yourself because you want them done to a very high standard. You sometimes struggle to delegate tasks to team members, but you are working hard to improve on this weakness. The next weakness is one of my favorites, and that weakness is public speaking. Now, the majority of job roles do not require this skill. That is why it's a really good weakness for job interviews. So you can say one of my weaknesses is public speaking. I don't yet have any experience of giving talks or presentations to my team, but if the opportunity arises in this role for me to develop that skill, I would like to give it a try. Weakness number 3 is giving other people feedback. So you can say that one of your weaknesses is you are not very good at giving other people honest feedback because you prefer to avoid potential confrontation. That's another great weakness. Weakness number 4 is actually my biggest weakness. And that weakness is impatience with slow progress. So if I were attending a job interview, I would say my biggest weakness is impatience. I sometimes get slightly frustrated with the slow work progress of other people because I want to get things done as soon as possible. However, I am learning to develop my influencing skills to motivate people to speed up. Weakness number 5 is one of the best for job interviews. It's one of the best because the majority of people do have this weakness. And the chances are you too will have this weakness. And that weakness is saying no to people. So you can say, my biggest weakness is I find it difficult to say no to people when they ask me to take on additional work or responsibilities. And that sometimes means I end up overcommitting. Weakness number 6 is to say you don't have any experience yet in the company's software application. So for example, if the company you are applying to work for uses specific tools or software applications, you can say my biggest weakness is I don't yet have any experience of those tools or applications. However, I am a fast learner, and if I am successful in my application to work for your company, that's the first thing I will learn. Now, in a second, I'm going to give you 2 brilliant answers to the question, what are your strengths and weaknesses? But let me give you the final of our best weaknesses. And that weakness is, it's a really, really good one, is asking for help. So you can say, my biggest weakness is I find it difficult asking other people for help because I take pride in my work and I want to do everything myself. However, I understand that not asking for help is not conducive to effective teamwork, and I am learning to improve on this skill. Okay, so now that we know the best strengths and the best weaknesses to give in a job interview, let me put everything together in 2 top scoring example answers. These are scripted answers that you can write down and practice before your interview. Listen to both answers and then tell me in the comment section below the video which answer option, 1 or 2, you think is the strongest. Here we go. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Answer option number 1. Here we go. My strengths are an excellent match for the job description. I am a fast and diligent worker who completes more work than the average person. I am cost conscious and will use company supplies and resources responsibly to help save money. Another strength is how I take ownership of my professional development to ensure I add value to the team. My biggest weakness is impatience. I sometimes get slightly frustrated when others slow down my work. However, I am aware of my weakness and working to improve my influencing skills to persuade others to increase their work output. So that's a brilliant example answer to the question, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Let's now take a look at answer option number 2. Here we go. I have assessed the job role and my strengths are a good match. I am a confident problem solver who takes the lead when challenges arise. I am a selfless collaborator who supports co-workers and focuses on the team's objectives. Other strengths include my ability to adapt well to change and my flexibility, which means I will willingly carry out duties outside my job description to help the company in times of need. My biggest weakness is public speaking. Although I have no experience in this area, I would like to develop this skill. If there are any opportunities in the role for me to give talks or presentations to my team, I would like to try. Okay, so there you have it. 2 brilliant top scoring example answers to that question, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Now, in the next section of the training video, I'm going to tell you how you can instantly download my brilliant job interview preparation pack. You need this pack if you want to pass every job interview you ever attend. Please make sure you watch this. Okay, to download my brilliant job interview preparation pack that includes top scoring interview answers, click the link in the top right hand corner of the video. Head straight through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can instantly download this pack. Here's exactly what you will get. You will get my brilliant salary negotiation script. I will teach you how to give a confident answer to the question, what are your salary expectations? You will also get my 17 best questions to ask in an interview. At the end of your job interview, the hiring manager will say to you, that's the end of the interview. Do you have any questions for us? I recommend you choose 3 questions from the 17 to ask the hiring manager. You will also get my full body language techniques training. I will teach you how to create a brilliant impression throughout your interview. You will also get my 30, 60 and 90-day plan for job interviews and my top 25 best words to say in an interview that will impress the hiring manager. You will also get my interview closing statement. I will tell you what to say at the end of your job interview to close it professionally. And as if that wasn't enough, you will also get my ready-made CV and resume templates and 50 brilliant answers to the most common interview questions. If you want all of that right now in your inbox, click the link in the top right hand corner of the video. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I am very passionate about helping people pass job interviews. I can only help you if you are subscribed. Please hit the like button and don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I have put my LinkedIn link in the comment section below the video. It is always an honor and a pleasure to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you for watching and for supporting my channel. I wish you all the very best for passing your job interview. Have a wonderful day.